Meeple Nation Podcast, episode 601, December 2025, bonus round.
Welcome, citizens, to Meeple Nation. Grab your favorite beverage, pull up a chair, warm up those dice, and join us at the game table as we discuss board games and the board gaming world. Each week, the hosts of Meeple Nation share their love for board games and the amazing memories that come from playing games with some very outstanding people. Let us now join our hosts in their natural habitat, the game table.
I don't know why I said it round, but I did.
Because it sounded great.
Yeah, it made me round.
Yeah. Wow. Ending the year on a high note here. Awesome. Well, we are the hosts of Meeple Nation. I am Douglas Stewart.
I'm Nathan Howard.
And we are down in Andy and Amberley.
Yeah, Amberley is I guess she's landed.
Yeah, she's getting back from New Zealand.
Lucky her. That's awesome. She had a friend to go out visit, and we were just talking, and you said that she got that round trip ticket for $500 from Vegas to New Zealand, which is
killer deal.
Amazing.
Yeah, I was like, before she left, I was telling her, I was like, really excited you get to go to New Zealand. And she was like, Dad, it's pronounced Middle Earth.
It's pronounced Middle Earth, yeah.
So yeah, she went and hit all the highlights. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, it was good. Can't wait to hear all about it. But she is on the road right now, and Andy's just a workaholic.
He's just working. So. That poor feller. He's got more work issues than I have game issues. And that's a lot of issues.
That's a lot. So that's really saying something. But despite missing half of our crew, we are here. We're happy to be here, I think.
Yeah, I'm happy to be here
on a Monday night. It's been a Monday.
It is. It's been a long day, but we're getting close to the end of the year, and it's been a good year.
Yeah,
it's been a lot of excitement stuff going on.
It's been a fun year for games. Yes. Definitely.
Yeah, I've gotten in a few games this year.
Yeah. Well, I want to talk all about it. So before we dive in, let's tell you really quick about our website. We are the world's most Okayest podcast, and you can go check out our most Okayest website at meeplenation.com, where you can find links to all of our episodes, find out a little bit more about us, and please, oh please, click on that Patreon link to follow over to Patreon and become a supporter of the show. We always really appreciate that.
Yeah, we love our patrons.
For sure. Also, drop us a line at meeplenation@gmail.com.
We also love our feedback. Feedback is always good times. Good, Indeed. Bad, ugly. That's kind of my motto.
That's how you live your life?
That's how I live my life, okay. Yeah.
That's how Nathan rolls.
The Meeple Nation podcast is sponsored by GameToppersLLC.com. They have amazing product that we love and enjoy, and we use all the time. So if you're looking for any sort of a game solution, game mat, go check them out, GameToppersLLC.com. And with that, let's look back at this crazy year of 2025.
Yeah, we can't really do a proper whoosh. Yeah, because it's not really highlight 30. It's more just pow year-end review.
Yeah.
So
I mean, that's for me. It's been a crazy year. Yeah, I've had the passing of my mom, the diagnosis with my wife,
kidney stones.
I had kidney stones.
How could we forget?
Oh, those kidney stones. That's a tale that will not soon be forgotten. And it's kind of funny because there's somebody, and when somebody says, "Oh, I have a kidney stone," my empathy for that person is immensely different. I mean, there's full, "Oh, I am sorry you are going through that."
Let me give you a hug.
Yeah, it's always, we got a hug because, that's a bad thing. But, probably the worst pain I've ever been in. No, not probably. Guaranteed the worst pain I've ever been in my life.
I was going to say, if it's not, I'd love to hear the story of what was worse.
Yeah, no, it was terrible. Terrible. And but it's been a crazy year. Yeah. Roller coaster, but a lot of good times. I mean,
we managed to sneak some good things in there. Yeah.
Yeah. The first week of December, I was able to complete all of my gaming goals.
Which is pretty impressive because you're your goals, when you were talking about your goals at the beginning of the year, I was like,
Yeah, probably. You're not wrong.
It's like, what's wrong with you?
And when towards the end of the year, I started to panic, and I'm like, I am not going to get this done. And as such, I had the big goal of mine was to play 200 new to me games this year.
Yep.
And I would sure like to say that they were all winner games. But man, I played some
stinkers.
Terrible games. And I tried to just block those memories out. And I played one game that was it was a stacking game, and I got done with it, and I was like, what was the point of that? That was dumb, bah.
So my follow-up question, you set your goal.
Yeah.
You achieved your goal. Congratulations.
Thank you.
If I had one of those little, I'd blow the whistles.
One of those little poppers.
Yeah. I'd throw you a party. Maybe I still could. But here's my real question. Would you do it again? Are you going to do that again? Are you going to do 200 new to you games every year now? Because that
was pretty outrageous.
Pretty crazy.
Yeah. Now I think I'm going to probably roll it back to 150. Because I would really love, the whole point of playing 200 new games was to hopefully reduce some of my shelf of shame.
Uh-huh.
And that didn't work.
Yeah, I was going to say.
It didn't work at all. The bulk of those new games that I played were new purchases.
I know you got a few.
Yeah, I did get a few.
There's a pretty good
Concordia
stack.
was a great one that was off there. And there were several games that were pulled off the shelf of shame. But, and I relied on some other people saying, oh, hey, I'm teaching this game. Like, oh, I have that. Let me, that's going to count, air quotes, that's one of my shelf of shame games.
But here's the real question. Of the games that you did play that were new to you, that were shelf of shame games, how many of those are you like, okay, I played it and now I'm going to call it?
We're in December still, and I'm already filling tubs for SaltCON spring to cull.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'd call that a win. I put that in the win category.
For sure.
Considering, some people have these very finely curated game collections and they never let go of anything and all that. But, here at Meeple Nation HQ, the games seem to just kind of flow in and out. So they do. I think it's good. I think ultimately it's a good thing to sort of get them played and clear them out. And
the format change that we've done for a long time, I was hoarding all the games, right? Because we were talking about a mechanic. And I was like, if we're going to be talking about a mechanic and this game I own fits into that mechanic, I'm like, I need to keep these games so that I have something to refer to, a replay if we need to. But now where we are in the time where we're just, we changed the format. So we're talking about highlights, games that we've played recently, games that we're enjoying, games that we're looking forward to. I think the need, or my need anyways, to hoard games has kind of released, which is probably a great relief to my wife. I haven't told her yet, but I'll just wait for her to, actually, she probably still won't even notice. That's how bad my issues are. But yeah, no, for me, I think it's a great way. The way that the format that we changed gets us to focus on more of what we're doing and what we're enjoying. And because there's going to be games that are going to stay in my collection for sure.
Definitely.
Games that maybe I won't even play for 5 years. Yeah. And I'll never call.
Yeah. I have a few of those. I definitely have a few of those. It's like, hey, if I get that out once every, decade, it's great. It's a win, and I'm going to always have it.
Yeah.
So
there are those games, but then there are games that I was like, okay, I've played that game. I was really excited about that game, and then that game just didn't turn out like I wanted.
Yeah.
And I look at, so another goal of mine was to play 100 games, 100 games 10 times each.
Mm-hmm.
So 1,000 plays of,
getting at least 10 plays in.
Yeah. So, that gives you a pretty good feel for a game. And even some of those games, I'm like, like when I was really desperate to try to get those plays, there's a game called Beer and Bread. Beer and Bread?
Sure.
I think it's Beer and
Bread. One of those. It involves beer and it involves
either
bread
and beer or beer and bread.
Okay.
And this was a game that Richie and I played, and neither of us liked this game. But I was in such a drive to play this 10 times, and Richie's just like, fine, I really don't like this game, but let's just get it off your list. And so, a lot of support.
I mean, did you sit down and like define which 100 it was? That they were just like, I mean, you could have done it with a different game, right?
Any,
like,
yeah.
okay.
But at that point,
clarifying.
I mean, we didn't finish that game until early November. I mean, I was still trying to kick out those 100 games in November. So at that point, it was like, if I'd played a game 8 times, yeah, I'm going to play it 2 more times, even if I didn't like it, so that I could get it to my list. And here we are. We're still recording in middle December. I currently have 107 games that I played 10 times.
That's
total
awesome.
On my list.
Yeah,
so
that's pretty incredible.
By the end of time, I will have played more. But by the end of the year, I'll have. I think there'll be at least 110, 115 games that I played 10 times. So, because there are some games that rise to the top.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I look at the games I've played over this year. So let me, and some of them are new to me games that I played just this year. Conspiracy, Abyss Universe. This was a game that Jody and I started playing online, and I've played that almost 50 times this year.
Wow.
We just really enjoyed. Azure is another one that was a Kickstarter game that hasn't fulfilled, but it does have a BGA implementation. It's a 2-player game. I've played it 16 times. So it was number 40 on my list, but
so you like this one. This was one that we brought up a while back.
Yeah.
Because it was one that I didn't know anything about, but the box art had really caught my attention. Mm-hmm. So we mentioned it in an episode a while back. And then, and like you said, it still isn't out yet, but it sounds like you've been enjoying it on BGA.
Yeah. Yeah. And BGA is a great place to play games for sure. But that's not the only place I'm playing games. I'm playing a ton of games at the table. I'm playing a ton of games with my family.
That's awesome.
I'm playing a ton of games any chance I can get, right? I mean, to play, because for the year, at this point in time, I've played 2,517 games.
That blows my mind.
Yeah.
I mean, I wish that sounds amazing, but I cannot keep up with those kind of numbers.
Yeah, I can't either.
I think I'm up to about 900.
That's great. That's a great.
So,
yeah.
And that blows most people away.
It does.
Over 2,500 is like, what
do you do with your life? Yeah.
and let's be honest, without apps and like BGA, those kind of numbers would not be possible.
No.
Right. You're taking your turns when you have a spare minute, and when you have like 100 and something games going on BGA at any given time, you're going to rack up plays of some of those games. So,
because some of those games are going to take, weeks to play, and some of those games
take a day.
Like, The Crew. I haven't counted any of my Crew plays because it's kind of a continuing cycle.
Oh, really? Okay.
And so I haven't, all those plays of The Crew that you and me and Dave and I alone have played. I mean, there's probably 80 games of The Crew that aren't even recorded.
Yeah, because you've had multiples of those going, right?
The 3 of us had a session for a while. My wife and I have a session going on, and Dave and I have a session. And Dave and I keep thinking this is the last one, right? We're at the end of the missions. So I haven't recorded any of those plays on top of everything else.
So there's all those. I recorded all of them. We have about 18 plays according to my records for the year. With the one but I take my turn slow. So the one that you and Dave and I were in, was at a much different pace, I'm sure, than some of those others.
So I mean, usually, I try to take my turns at least once a day, and sometimes,
and I try to take them like a couple times a week.
Yeah. and that's perfectly fine, right?
Yeah.
But there's like Josh Morgan, he's online, and every time I take a turn, it's like, boom, he's done.
Yeah.
Boom, he's done. And Jody in the morning, same way. I'm trying to get through my pattern, and Jody lives on the East Coast. I live on the West Coast, or I live in Utah. So it's not neither coast, but I guess it's more the West. But anyways, Midwest, I don't know what you call it. Utah, the armpit of America.
It's definitely not that. Wow. There are so many places I would have said before Utah.
Yeah.
Utah is a beautiful place. You should totally come here and go skiing.
If you like, or You can just look at the mountains.
Anyway,
I don't ski.
you derailed this so
I
hard,
did,
so fast.
so fast.
Utah's amazing, but yep, you are in different time zones. Mountain Standard to be specific.
Mountain Standard, and he's in Eastern time.
When you're taking those turns, he's taking them with you.
Yeah,
yep.
And then my wife is mad because she's like, you have all these games with other people that you're not playing games with me. And I'm like, well, we still played with her. I played 1,055 games. And overall, you were my number 2 player for this year, Doug.
Oh, that's awesome.
462 plays.
Really? So of my 900, about half of them are with you.
Yes.
And I would venture a guess that probably 3/4 or so of those are all online.
Yeah.
So that shows you how many of my plays, like, I got 900. So, I mean, if that tells you anything about how many of those are BGA for me, probably a good third of those are BGA.
Yeah. I mean, we play a lot on Mondays. We play a lot on Thursdays and Fridays. And
I definitely prefer the table.
I do too.
Without doubt. I mean, it's, BJ is fine, but it takes me out, like taking one turn at a time really takes me out of the experience of playing a lot of those games, even the ones that are good, even the ones that are implemented well. It just isn't like the experience I want to get out of playing some of those games. Even something simple. Like I was thinking about this earlier today, but like Pixies, which is just a simple little card game.
Mm-hmm.
But when you have to divide those, it's just pick a card, pick a card, play a card, turn when you're flying through it on BGA. It just doesn't have the same, it just kind of feels like going through the motions rather than playing the game, if that makes sense to me. Right.
Yeah, I get that.
But if you like shuffle up the cards and throw them out on the table, it's like, oh, cool. We're going to have this great little card game experience. And there's a lot of games that kind of are like that for me, right? Where it's like the sort of wish fulfillment, I guess, that I get out of a lot of the games we play just isn't really realized playing it online. Now, I'm not saying I'm going to stop playing them online because there's still a lot of enjoyment there for sure.
Yeah.
But it doesn't quite do it the same for me. And so I'm kind of in the middle. And then of course on the other extreme you have Andy, who won't touch online at all. Yeah. He doesn't want anything to do with it.
Well, he drew a line, even if it was
a choice.
Yeah. He drew a line and he's got to stick to it because Andy is very stubborn. And, and if he said he's going to do something, that's what he's going to do. So. Yeah.
Well, let's drill down just a little bit and start talking about some specific games. I think that'll be interesting.
Okay.
Really quick. I don't want to spend too much time talking about my sort of, my most played games out of the year that were either, and when I say most played, like all of these were BGA games because that's the only way I'm going to get them played as many times as I did. Right. So if I go through and I look at my app and I pull stuff up, I played Nature 37 times.
Nice.
Yeah. So, and that was a mix. That was a mix of tabletop and the app specifically. And then we've started playing it on BGA as well.
Yeah, we're in my first game anyway.
Yeah.
So that.
Yeah. And then My City was one that you and I racked up a ton of plays, 34 plays of that. And that was weird because it technically only takes 24, but like halfway in to our game, it glitched and it duplicated it. So we played the second half twice.
Yeah.
Like simultaneous. It was like we had two different instances of the last half of that game going, which was kind of interesting because they both played out fairly differently.
Yeah.
So I thought that was actually kind of fun. But My City, got a bunch of those played. Let's Go to Japan, which I actually get to the table on a fairly regular basis. We've had a great time getting that one to the table, but play a ton of that on BGA.
How many times have you played that?
29.
20. Oh, you beat me. I've only played it 26.
Okay. Yeah. 29 times. Probably beat you because of table play. Because we do get it to the table on a regular basis. Jump Drive. You and I've played that. According to my records, 27 times this year.
That's what I have.
So pretty good. And that's just, again, fun little card game. Then it's fine.
I like that because we're actually pretty close on that, on who wins.
Yeah, we go back and forth on that for sure. Definitely. Talk about the crew. I have 18 plays logged, but I logged those plays.
Yeah. And I should have, but I didn't.
Yeah. And then 18 plays of Sky Team. I think most of those were losses for us.
Yes, there was a lot of. I have 20 plays of Sky Team because I did play a couple other ones too. So
those are kind of the top, like sort of the most played that didn't make it to the table, or sorry, that were a mix. Like some of them got to the table a little bit, some of them were purely on BGA, but racked up quite a few plays there. I am officially done with the crew, by the way. I do not like that game. When the original first came out, okay, this is fine. Like I don't mind it. Fun little end cap game. It was like maybe you play a hand or two before everyone goes home or as a filler, that kind of thing. But I couldn't believe how overhyped it was. And I was just like, yeah, it's good. It's not that good. Like everyone just was kind of, it seemed like everyone was losing their minds. And then they've done a couple more iterations since. I'm sure they're not done with it. And at this point, I'm just done. I don't know. Trick takers, I think, are fine. There's some really good trick takers out there, but there's so many other trick takers I would rather play.
Yeah, no, I get that. And I mean, the cruise, it's been fun for me. I still enjoy it.
I think what it is like, especially with Mission Deep Sea, because of the way they do the missions, if you mess it up because you just don't see, like you just can't quite count the cards or see the vision, then you screw it up, and you kind of screw it up for the table, and you sort of feel, it kind of makes you feel stupid, actually. Like, I feel like the game kind of makes you feel a little bit like a dunce.
Huh.
And so I don't know. I'm not as hot on.
No, I get that. I just don't care.
It's probably going to go on my
I'm used to
coal pile.
I'm used to feeling like a dunce, so that's
But okay, so all of that said, I'm probably a little bit more interested in the games that actually got to the table. So, and I don't know if we're going to have any crossover, or I don't even know how you divided up your list, but feel free to jump in. I'll just start. I was really excited. I got 34 plays of Oathsworn in this year.
That's awesome.
So now I do divide the plays up into so I consider the story part a play and then the boss battle a play.
And that's what I've done too.
Rather than just one chapter. That's just how I like to track it. You know, if anyone does it different, it's totally fine. It's my data. Yeah. It's just for me. So anyway, that's how I get those plays. But I've been working through, the campaign that I have going, and then we have been making good progress playing that as a group. It's been really, really fun.
It has been.
So
it's a great game.
Really excited that I've gotten Oathsworn to the table that many times. And Arkham Horror, which I'm sitting at 21 plays.
Oh, that's
and I'll have more before the year is up, at least one more before the year's up. So, and that makes me really happy to see that many plays. That's an average of almost twice a month, which is great for that game because it's big.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
Yeah. So some of my games that I'm really excited about that were on my list that kind of surprised me how much I played. And a lot of these games there's a big mix of at the table at the on BGA, but River Valley Glassworks, which is a game I actually haven't played in some time now, but I played that 33 times this year.
Wow. That's awesome.
Yeah. And Fromage, I've played 32 times.
Holy cow.
But one that really surprised me is one that I really, really enjoy is Hadrian's Wall.
Yeah, that's a great game.
I've played that 30 times this year.
Oh my gosh. I wish.
I actually have a pretty good win percentage on Hadrian's Wall.
Do you?
Yeah.
Nice.
And it might even be above 50%. I don't know if I want to say that out loud because that's probably not. 61%. No. Win percent 40. Dang it. My average score is 61, but 40% win, which is actually pretty good for me because a lot of my games I don't win, or I don't win a lot of the games I play.
I have played that one 15 times.
Oh.
So that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Most of those being BGA, but we've gotten it to the table a few times too.
Yeah. So. Several times we've gotten that to the table still. And then other little simple ones. Odin played 28 times. I've played 35 games over 20 times each. I've played 107 games over 10 times each. And then 150 games 5 times each.
Wow.
And so just a lot of really good games that kind of shined this year. Flip 7 was another new one that I really enjoyed.
Great. Yep.
Played a ton of Lucky Numbers. And we already talked about Pixies. And another fun one that was kind of surprise to me was Dice Hospital Emergency Roll. Have I gotten a chance to play that?
Yeah, we played that one. I like that one. It's fine.
Yeah.
Now, wait, Emergency Roll. I'm trying to think. I know I've played Dice Hospital. Is that like a smaller roll and write version of Dice Hospital?
So it's the roll and write version, yeah. Because the Dice Hospital has the big tiles.
Okay, I haven't played that one then.
Okay.
But I have played Dice Hospital, and I do like it. It's a fun game.
Yeah, because the emergency roll is it's a condensed version. Similar process, right? Similar theme. But you have paths, you have 7 wings or hospital wards that you're trying to fill up and score the most points. But that's something that just my wife and I get to out quite often. The other highlight that I was really kind of interested which is going to be something that I'm maybe going to try to consider into next year's goal, was a number of people playing. Except for that, goal is going to be pretty tough. The number of people that I'm going to play X amount of games with, because that's always tough, right? Because it's always aligning schedules or anything.
Yeah.
But I mean, like I mentioned, 1,055 with my wife, 462 with you, 359 with Jody.
Wow.
And Brad is just fairly new to our group, and this year 335 games with Brad, and another person that lives on the East Coast, Corey, 262 games with Corey.
Awesome.
And Josh, I already mentioned Josh Morgan, 153 games with him. But one that I'm really excited about is my youngest daughter, Madeline, who is not growing up. I mean, she was more interested in being a socialite than staying home playing games with Dad.
Room.
And
Dad let me out of the game room.
Yeah,
I want to go play with my friends.
Yeah. But this year, I mean, introduced her to BGA, and she's been actually having a blast. She probably has a ton of plays as well. But I played 133 games with her. And this is kind of funny. I've played 83 games with Zach and only 74 games with Ashley.
Oh, nice.
So I'm not quite sure how that worked out, but and then I've only played 83 games with Andy.
Yeah, Andy actually has been dropping on my play count list.
Yeah.
So we gotta try to remedy that or something. It's the reason why though is because Andy's taken more of a scheduled approach to his gaming this year, and you and I are not involved
in that schedule.
Yeah, we're not involved in as many of those, and so it's not that he's started playing games or that there's some sort of rift there. It's just how he's approached his gaming this year, which I think has worked out really good for him.
It has,
and
I'm sure
which
he's
is great,
very happy with it.
But it has decreased it. I mean, he's playing these games with other people, which is great. But yeah, you can't play them all. So
and Andy 2.0 is creeping up my list with 63 plays with him too.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, really good. Really good.
Yeah, so that was a highlight that was really kind of surprising. The number of, I mean, and I guess if you've played 2,500 games, you've played with a lot. But
the number of games you got to play with that many different people, and especially some of them who don't live anywhere near, who are just online gaming friends, which is super cool.
Which is great. Yeah, it's a great opportunity to be able to get to some games like that.
Yeah. For sure.
But that was just kind of interesting that some of those numbers that really just kind of floated to the top. And I played with 150 different people.
That's awesome.
And so that was kind of cool too. But yeah, to have that many games with that many people. So I thought that was interesting information. And I don't know if that's going to factor into next year's goals or not. So we'll have to see.
Awesome. So how many games did you say you had played total? 2,000?
517 as of today.
As of today. Okay. So you are averaging 6.89. We'll just say 6.9 games a day.
Yeah.
Probably 7 by the time the year's up.
Yeah, probably.
Wow. That's awesome.
Maybe a little higher than 7.
I do not know how. I mean, I do know how. It's online play, but that's amazing. That is actually pretty amazing. And here I am feeling pretty good about playing Cthulhu Death May Die 18 times.
That's a great game.
I actually was pretty excited about this. I set this up on the side table and I got through all of the original box stuff. I got through all of season 2 and I played all of that initial wave. I think it's is it the unknowable box, I think, or anyway, it's whatever the bonus box was for that has the lost episodes in it. So I got through all of that, which was really, really fun. So then I put it away because I've got some other projects I want to do on that side table momentarily. And then I'm planning on sometime beginning of next year, getting out the second wave. We'll get that all played, and then probably take another little break, and then hopefully
it will fulfill
the fear of the unknown stuff. We'll have fulfilled, which is the kind of the last wave that Simon did before they sold it to Asmodee, and so that'll be actually Asmodee fulfilling all that stuff. I'm excited about it. This is a game that I absolutely love. It's way better when you can play it with other people, but when you have a game that you love that much sitting there, it's like, okay, I just need to start getting through some of this stuff because it's awesome. And I just can't wait for other people to play. So I've been playing that solo, but it's been super, super fun. My daughter and I have been playing through the My Island campaign, which is way better than My City. and we're 18 games into that, so I have 18
nice.
plays of that, and I played some Slay the Spire 13 times. Marvel Champions only 13 plays. That is the lowest that's been since the game released.
Oh, really?
Because I have hundreds of plays of that. To only have 13 this year is really low. So that one's taken a step back. It's still up there on my list of plays, but it's taken a big step back. 12 plays of Flip 7, 11 plays of the gang, and then we have some other stuff that maybe we'll talk about when we talk about our standouts for the year. So
okay.
Some other plays that it's on my most played list, but we'll talk about them when we get to our top games of the year.
Well, do we want to get to that?
Sure. Let's dive in.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, we talk about all this, but like, what were the standouts? What were the ones that really were like, wow, this was awesome? And like a long time ago, I would have said the date matters. Like, you know, it has to be a 2025. I've come to the realization that number is meaningless because there's too many games out there. And if they're new to you in the year, that's what you should definitely go with. Yeah. So what were some of the standouts for you?
So for me, probably one of the biggest games that when it came out that would just got a ton of plays was Flip 7. Just a simple little game that has actually the enjoyment of that game hasn't died. Yeah. And it's something that I still very much enjoy playing.
I take a copy of it with me everywhere now because it's become one of the standard games that if we got some time to kill, and I've taken it to family reunions, I've taken it traveling. When people come over to visit and you got, 30 minutes and it's like, well, this is awkward. It's like, hey,
instead of talking.
Yeah. But it's great. And everyone likes it because honestly, who doesn't love just pressing your luck? Yep. And it seriously takes 30 seconds to teach the game. Yeah. I mean, it is not hard. What an easy concept and so much fun. Yeah. Yeah. And that game, that's just been awesome. And everybody in my family, my girls each have a copy that they take with their husbands. And it's just great to be able to get to the table. And I have, like you, I have a single copy and then I have 2 copies that are put together so that in case there's a big number, if there's over 12 people, I can play with the double expansion, which is still doable and still a lot of fun to play a high player count, and it doesn't really stress out the game. There's a lot of chaos at the table, but it's still immense fun. And so I think Flip 7 has kind of really been just one of those that was not really expected to be one of my top games. I mean, it's a stupid little card game, but it has been. Yeah. Yep. So surprisingly, right? Yep. So that one wasn't on my, so I kind of did, I did a little bit of a top 5, not that was something we were doing for this episode. And that one, it didn't quite make my list as fun as it is, but the other little card game, the box game, and they sit next to each other on the shelf. I can just kind of grab both of them when I'm, heading out the door or when I'm, just need something to play that'll fit pretty much any audience. The other one that did make my list was The Gang. The Gang is so good. I have loved The Gang. Yeah. And I don't why? I mean, it's cooperative poker. And when I first heard that, I was like, what? Like that's so dumb. Yeah. And I think we played it once at, actually the Hug Ladies taught this to us. Julie taught us. And I remember thinking like, oh, that was fine. I don't think we didn't play it 100% correct when we played it there. No offense, Julie. It wasn't quite, it was minor, but it was just the way, like the timing on when you were taking chips versus what cards were out and being played. And she did say that before. That she wasn't 100%
totally
not a big deal. But I remember thinking like, oh, that was a pretty, but I think I was tired and it was the middle of the convention and I'm not sure. And it was later.
And you had a gallbladder issue.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's true. That is a good point. That's probably, we'll blame it on that. Let's blame it on the gallbladder. But as we've played it later, that game has just been phenomenal. Yeah. And I think I mentioned this on a previous episode, but Amberly had some friends over and we busted, and I kid you not, they didn't want to leave. They wanted to keep playing it. It was that good.
Yeah. It's a great game. I highly enjoy The Gang.
Yeah.
And I didn't put that on my list, and I should have actually, because I just like our plays. I mean, we've razzed Brad and kind of threw him under the bus, not under the bus, but threw him to the curb because he was such a lousy player. But that's what's been really fun about the game is the experiences, right?
Yeah.
And that's, I mean, you talk about games being played at the table versus games being played at line. You have those really great experiences online, but when you're not at the table, those experiences are so much grander at the table.
Yeah.
And I'm a huge BGA player. I'm a huge online player, but online is no substitution for at the table.
Well, raised eyebrows and facial expressions and weird noises and, I don't know, that kind of thing that happens at the table as you're playing the game. I don't think like it just wouldn't be the same game at all without that.
Yeah.
So for me, this is one that has to be played at the table.
Absolutely.
So great game.
All right. Well, another one for me that was kind of a surprise, and I actually haven't played it that much, but I'm super excited for it, is Star Wars Battle for Hoth.
So good.
Yeah.
That game is so good.
Yeah.
It's way better than it has any right to be. And it didn't make my top 5 only because I haven't been able to play it enough yet.
But I'm anxious to play it, right?
Yeah.
And I'm excited about this game. And it was kind of funny. Al Stewart sent a chat on Discord the other day. It's like, hey, I just designed this insert for, what game am I talking about? Star Wars Battle for Hoth.
Yeah.
So I was like, I know you guys were excited about this, so here's this insert if you want this. And I was like, that's a great looking insert. But we have all these 3D printed pieces that we've come up with that James printed for both you and I and himself that just doesn't make, I mean, mine are still sitting in a Ziploc bag on top of mine because they don't really fit in the box.
I went through and chucked the inserts out of both of my boxes and went through and organized how to get everything in there. So I've got everything nice in both boxes. And yeah, we played, I mean, Brigham and I got to play it a few times at SaltCON, and then we did a big epic game there. And then at your house, we did another big epic version. And I loved all of that.
A lot of fun.
I just haven't been able to get it. And not because don't want to, because I totally want to. Yep. We've just been playing so many other games. Like it hit at probably the busiest gaming time for me in the year that it possibly could have. And it got a little washed out in all of the other things that we were just in the middle of playing. So this is one that we're going to hear more about in future for sure, because that campaign is something we have to play through. This is a big one on my radar, but it's probably going to be more of a 2026 game than a 2025.
I sure hope so. Yeah, I'm hoping we get to it for sure.
Yeah,
but that was one that was kind of I haven't played it a ton, but it did rise to the top of when I'm looking at my list of what I've played in 2025. That was like that shines.
Yeah,
sticks out as a very strong play experience for me. So.
Fantastic. Well, one that kind of fits that category for me, and it would have made this probably be number 5 if I was ranking, the games on a 1 to 5 scale. But, because I've only been able to play it a few times, but this is The Hobbit, There and Back Again.
That's a great game.
It's so good.
I played it once and I'm on board with you.
Yeah, it's super fun. And I think I've played the first scenario, because there's 8. It tells the story of the Hobbit in 8 different chapters. And the first chapter, I think I played through like 3 or 4 times. So I have a really good idea of what that first chapter is. I'm a little sick and tired of trying to feed the dwarves before they arrive in the Shire. But have only had the opportunity to play, I think, mission 2 once or twice. And then I think I read the rules for the third one. I don't even know if we've played it. Oh, really? So that's why I don't want to spend too much time talking about it, but, what a really fun roll and write. It's a really good roll and write. Yep. It's the same mechanics that work for all 8 chapters, but each chapter has its own complete rule set on what you do with the resources, what you're trying to accomplish, the stuff that's out on the board. And kind of in a way that I think only Reiner Knizia is capable of. He really is able to take that same formula and then shift it in so many different ways. And it's really fun. That's actually a really, really fun game. And I can't wait actually to get through playing all 8 of those chapters to see how that formula changes.
Yeah, I really want to play that too. Although I did play some Reiner Knizia games because I'm usually a big fan of his games too, but those pick-a-pins down there.
Oh, yeah, no.
Yeah, those are
We
pick
won't
the
talk
loser.
about those. Those were dumb games. I'm sure there's people out there who like them.
I'm sure they are.
Those are
yeah.
the ones where the dice is the pen.
The pencil.
The
yeah.
pencil is the die, and it has like, oh yeah, that was a dumb game. All right. Yeah, we don't need to dwell on that.
Yep. I didn't even open the other two.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So on my list, I mean, I already talked about River Valley Glasswork and Conspiracy Abyss. Both of those games have been a ton of fun. And I got this copy that I need to get to the table with you, Douglas, so that you can experience. We played Abyss the other day. In fact, that play of Abyss was what took me over 200 different plays. It's all using the same similar artwork, kind of follows the same theme. You're trying to collect the pearls and keys. It's a very simple game.
Yeah. Awesome. I want to play it for sure.
And Leaders too, which is the other Abyss universe game, which is a great 2-player game.
Cool.
That you need to you need to try that one out too.
Definitely. Looking forward to it.
Is that all on your list?
No, I've got a few more. In fact, if I were to do kind of an unofficial, in fact, I'll tell you what, this is going to be my officially unofficial ranking.
Sounds
so
good.
I would put The Hobbit at number 5. I would put The Gang at number 4. Number 3 on my top games of 2025 list would be Unstoppable.
Oh, and this is one I still haven't played.
Yeah, I don't think you've played it. And Andy, I think, was raving about it the last time we talked about it.
Yeah, and he's picked it up.
And yeah,
I think still haven't played it.
This is great. This is John DeClaire. This is card crafting. It's a 1 to 2 player game, which is going to scare some people off. It's best at 2. It's definitely best at 2. The plays that I've had at 2 were definitely the funnest ones. Very difficult, like incredibly hard game to play. But it's a deck builder. But you have like all the cards are these really weird shapes and sizes because you craft, right? You can have as many as I think 4 or 5 cards in a sleeve that all form what eventually becomes a bet. I guess it would be 4 because there's a front, a back, and 2 upgrades that are possible in the middle for your cards. But as you upgrade your cards, the kind of the cool thing about this game is that the cards are also the enemies. So you have a deck of threats, and the way you draw cards is by defeating those threats. And as you upgrade your cards, which makes them more powerful for defeating threats, when they cycle through your deck, they also become more powerful to defeat. They become harder to defeat. And so it has, the design on this is really genius. And the crafting part of it is super fun, right? Because you keep kind of pulling out these little clutch things. Like, it's like, man, I'm backed into a corner. I'm definitely going to lose this. And then it's like, oh, wait a minute. There's this card in the upgrade deck. If I buy it, slide it into this card, play it, I can trigger, I can defeat this enemy. I'll draw that card. It has, an on death effect that will trigger some other thing. And it just, the way you can kind of get some of those synergies working with your cards and everything, really fun, really, really fun game.
Yeah. I really want to get this to the table. I'm really excited.
Yeah, definitely.
Because all 3 of us own a copy. And so I should be able to play it, right? You would think.
Yeah. The one thing I will say about Unstoppable, the initial, like when you are new to the game and you pull it out of the box for the first time, that initial sort of sleeving process is
tedious.
Well, it's not hard because it's not like a ton of cards, and a lot of the cards you don't sleeve, but it's kind of setting up all the initial stuff and understanding how that works because you're trying to pair the right fronts with the right backs to form the proper like core decks and stuff. And that can be a little bit of a bit of a challenge when you're new to the game and don't really understand how it works and you're trying to figure all that out. So there's definitely a barrier to entry created, I think, with some of the initial setup, but once you get it down, it's super fun. What a great game.
So for me, another game that we played, and we played it fairly early into the year, Dead Cells, a Rouge-Lite game.
Okay. Yeah.
And that was one that I was really excited about, and we played a ton of it. We were cheating a little bit, made it a little too easy, I think, for ourselves. But I'd like to go back to it and touch on it again. But unlike Children of Morta, where it just kind of felt like an easy game, Rouge-Lite, Dead Cells, not Rouge-Lite, but Dead Cells. Dead Cells, a Rouge-Lite game.
Right. Yep.
A Rouge-Lite board game. I had a lot of fun with that. And I was really kind of bummed that kind of hit the shelf and got some dust on it. I'd like to probably reset that and play by the rules and maybe have a little bit more challenge.
It does seem like there was some of that happened, right? Like we sort of maybe broke some of the rules a little bit. It was pretty challenging though. We had plenty of lost games in that.
Yes, we did.
And then it kind of turned a corner and it felt like, okay, now
we're just zooming.
Yeah, now we're zooming, but it sort of felt like, well, what's the end goal for us? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that's where it lost me a little bit. I think that these companies who are making these stabs at roguelike games, man, they need to be challenging, and they need to make sure that built into the balance is pretty much a guarantee that unless you just get lucky as lucky can be, you are going to have plenty of player deaths. That's the whole point of a roguelike, right? Like if that doesn't sound fun to you, then you just don't want to play a roguelike game. But if you're sitting down, if you're going to market it as a roguelike game, I think some more work needs to go. This is new, right? There's not a lot of those on the market, and we're seeing more of them come out, and they need to be better balanced because they need to be more painful, and they need to have an end goal. They need to have a place you're going and an end boss that you're trying to fight, and something that you're eventually going to get to, not something you can get to anytime soon, but something that you will eventually get to. That's where Dead Cells
does have that.
And I'm sure it does, but after we felt like we were kind of zooming through it, I felt like we spun our wheels several times playing kind of the same thing over and over, which was my sort of beef. It was like, well, okay, we did it again, and we got, I guess, a few more card unlocks, but I don't know what like the big thing was, right? There needs to be plenty of incremental progress that you make.
Yeah. So a kind of a clear path of discovery
or
whatever.
Yeah. At least progression, right? Like it's okay if it's a meandering path, and like lots of discovery is great.
Absolutely.
But there needs to be a path of progression that is more clear and more motivating for players, I think.
Yeah.
So we kind of ran into this with Children of Morta, which is a fantastic game, super fun, but I think we died once.
Yeah.
Playing that whole campaign. And it's like, that's not a roguelite.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but like really great game, but probably
had a ton of fun with it.
Yeah, had a ton of fun, but probably scratched the roguelite from the description.
Title.
Yeah.
Well, actually, it's not in the title, but from the description.
Yeah, for sure. Anyway, sorry, I didn't mean to go off on that.
No, it's great.
My number 2 of the year would be SETI.
Oh, that's a great game.
Yeah.
I think I've only played twice.
Yeah. I've had a chance to play this, I think, about half a dozen times now. Fantastic game. Can't wait for the expansion. I've talked about it on previous episodes. I won't belabor the point, but this is just an absolutely amazing game with lots of discovery, I love the multiplayer or the multi-use cards. Everything about this, just like the components, all of it, when you're discovering the aliens, mechanically it's fun. Upgrading is fun. All of it's just great. This is a really super fun. Love SETI.
That's a great game. I like deduction games. I'm terrible at deduction games, but I really enjoy them. PI is a great game.
I was going to say, you've been doing pretty good at PI.
But The Alchemist is a very heavy deduction game. Mr. Jack, Jody and I have been playing a lot of Mr. Jack. Brad and I played some Mr. Jack. Ghost of New York. Or not Ghost in New York, but it's just Mr. Jack in New York, whatever it is. But a deduction game that was kind of a surprise for me. It was one that it's one of those new games I got to get to the table, and that was Break the Code. This is an older game, came out 2017, but the first time I got a chance to play it was this year. So it plays in sort of two different styles when you're playing two players. I have a clue, or I have a series of 5 digits, and my opponent has a series of 5 digits. And you have a series of questions that you're trying to answer, and that will lead you to be able to deduce what their 5 numbers are. And so I've played a ton of this with Josh. We're like 9 times that we've played it now. But it makes me mad because I get to the point where like, oh, I totally got this. And I got this like way early. So I'm way excited and I'll throw it out there. And then it's, oh, you're wrong. I'm like, how am I wrong? And you go through and, oh, okay. Yeah, there it is. I see my mistake. Guess again. You're wrong.
Still wrong.
And it's like, I went through like 6 guesses with one game. And then I finally got it. And, it's just kind of keep poking it until you get the right numbers. And I was able to win. But so the 2-player game is like that. I have a clue, you have a clue, or a series of numbers, and we're trying to solve each other. But in a multiplayer, you're going to have a series of numbers that are on the middle of the table that are down, face down. And so the numbers are, just to give you some information, the numbers are 0 through 9. You have a black 0, a white 0, and of all the numbers except for 5 are both green. So the 5s are the same color, And so you can ask questions like, oh, what's the sum of your white tiles? What's the sum of your black tiles? Where are your 5s? What's the sum of your 3 left tiles, your 3 middle tiles, your 3 right tiles?
Okay. So it's kind of deduction through 21 questions.
Sort of, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And it is, I think oddly enough, it is probably like 20 question cards. So it could be just 20 questions. But in the multiplayer game, you have that series of cards or the series of tiles. So the code is face down in the table. And so you're asking your questions to the table and everybody else is saying, well, I have this or I have this. So, and I'd really like to play this multiplayer. I haven't played it multiplayer yet, but I'm trying to deduce what Andy has so I can eliminate that off of what is possible in the middle. And then I'm trying to deduce what you have so I can eliminate what you have. And then I can eliminate what I have, obviously, so that I can try to make the attempt at what is in the middle of the table. So it kind of has that clue feeling, like if I make the guess or that mystery in the Abbey and I say, okay, this is the murderer, and I can look at the information. And if I'm right, game over. If I'm wrong, then I'm out of the game. And so everybody else has to I'm still in the game. I still have to answer questions when people ask stuff at the table or direct their questions towards me, but you only get one attempt to answer that code in the middle. And so it's a fun little game that I've played a ton now. And it's one of those ones that it did take me a while to figure out, but I think I'm on a 4-win streak against Josh. So
nice.
Yeah.
Nice. As you're describing this, I had to look it up because I couldn't remember the name. This reminds me a lot of Infiltrators.
Kind of, yeah.
Did you play that one? The one with the little cardboard gun?
Yep.
That after you deduce, you shoot?
With Mike.
Yeah, with Mike. That was one we played with Mike. Yeah. Is it, because hearing you describe that sounds very familiar. Like trying to eliminate what other players have so you can determine what's
in the middle,
what the thing
what's
is.
left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's cool. I do like deduction games aren't my favorite, but when they're done well, I do really like them.
Yeah. And this is a very simple game, but it's one that I'm anxious to play again and again. So
very cool. I love that.
Let's break the code.
Well, if I had a number one game, a number one standout of the year, it would definitely be The Elder Scrolls, Betrayal of the Second Era. Man, this game is good. It's so good. It has no right to be as good as it is.
Yeah. And this is not the Broken Token, but
Chip Theory Games.
Chip Theory Games. Yeah.
Yep. And it derives much of its playstyle from Too Many Bones, although they are wildly different games. So
yeah,
they're not comparable. This is definitely not a reskin of Too Many Bones at all. They're very different, but there's some derivation from that system. I think sort of refined and perfected. And wonderful theme, wonderful stories, incredible character development, right? Like you can pick a character and a class, and then how you get to build and customize that class and that character as the time goes, or as the story progresses and goes, is awesome. Also, like short campaigns, right? Like you're going to play it in bursty campaigns, and each one has kind of a different flavor and a different feel, and you can really get a different experience with each of those as you play in the different lands of Tamriel and go through these stories. And they're basically 3 parts. You play 3 parts of the story, and then it's done, and then you can reset it and do it all over again and create a totally new character. So it doesn't have that. I mean, like, while I think it's kind of, you technically would put it in that campaign game category, it's not one of those long campaign type experiences. If you can play it 3 times, you can make it through a game of the Elder Scrolls. Absolutely wonderful. Everything about this, and the production's off the charts. So really good.
That's probably actually what led me to go play Oblivion.
Oh yeah. Okay. I can totally see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I play a lot of music on game night. I do a lot of soundtracks as well.
Yep.
And
a lot of that.
Everybody would talk about Oblivion or Elder Scrolls.
Yeah, Skyrim.
Yeah, that's what it is. Well, they're all Elder Scrolls, but Skyrim.
Yeah. That's the one that's the soundtrack that keeps coming up that you're referring to, though.
But yeah, that's I haven't played video games in a long time, and that is like almost as bad as my WoW addiction back in the day. Because it's like
it can't be that bad.
Yeah, every chance I get, like I got home today and my wife wasn't home. So it was like, well, I put away some stuff and kind of moseyed around, cleaned this, cleaned that. And then I'm like, and turning on the Xbox.
Yeah.
And that's funny because this is my old Xbox 360 that is still around that I'm using. And I mean, the graphics on the game, you compare it to the remastered.
I still can't fully get over that you are playing this with the old school graphics, because Brigham, I haven't played the remaster. I'll get to it eventually, but Brigham has been playing it. And I walk in while he's playing and I'm like, this is gorgeous.
Yeah.
Like, this is an absolute, like, there have been times when I'm watching him play and I'm like, this is a breathtaking game.
Yeah.
Like, it is amazing. And then I'm like, how is Nathan playing this on the old version? Because the old version is not good.
No, it's not. Yeah. I'm anxious to get to Skyrim. And then I don't know what I'll do after Skyrim. I guess I'll just put the Xbox back under the dust. And
well, even Skyrim is still, like, it's pushing, what, 10 years old now? I mean, it's getting old too. Like, in fact, most people who still play it, I think, have it pretty heavily modded, like on the PC, right? Like, with graphics overhauls and things like that, just to kind of keep it a little more modern. But so good.
The story has been great, though.
Yeah, but like, and it's kind of funny because I do feel like as a whole, we've all gotten a little derailed by video games this year.
Yeah.
That was sort of a comment at different times, right? Like, I mean, I haven't been into video gaming hardly at all, but I took a pause from my regular board gaming to plow through some Diablo 4 and Midnight Suns, the Midnight Suns, Marvel's Midnight Suns. And what was the other one that the Indiana Jones and the Great Circle.
Oh, I heard about that.
Yeah.
Brad and you were talking about that.
Yeah, all really good. I think next up is going to be what's the one that everybody loves? Elden Ring.
Oh, okay.
So I've got that one kind of queued and ready to go. I am looking forward to playing that one in Black Myth Wukong. So I got to figure out what we're doing as far as time goes to get through those. But I kind of go through bursts and then I lose interest, right? Like I kind of get into them and I play them pretty heavy and I want to finish them and then I'm done for a while. Like, video gaming doesn't have the same hold that it used to, but it still sucks me in from time to time. If the story's good enough, because it does have to have a story.
Yeah.
Right. And so if the story's good enough, I do enjoy.
And that's the frustrating thing, I guess, that Oblivion does for me. I don't know why I just put that in air quotes, but I did. But Oblivion,
I don't think anyone would have noticed.
No, nobody would have noticed, but I did it. And I was like, why did you do that? But, you'll go do something. And that's what kills me at the end of the night is like, okay, well, I'm just going to go drop off this stuff to a vendor. I got to go sell this stuff to a vendor. Oh, while I'm here, I'll just talk to this guy real quick. And while I'm here, I'll just talk to this guy. I just got some stuff, just these little things that I'm doing here, and there. And then next thing I notice, like 1:30 in the morning, I got to be up at 5. What am I doing? I got to drive 100 miles or not 50 miles. And while I'm still tired, so that's stupid. I've had to stop doing that.
Yeah. The only one that's ever really done that for me, there was XCOM. XCOM is one that I could lose time on for sure. Because it was just like one more mission. And then obviously the old Civ games, like all those, Sid Meier's Civilization, it was just like, one more turn. Just one more turn.
Just one more. Yeah.
I'm going to bed, I promise. Just one more turn. 2 o'clock
the only person you're telling yourself.
2 o'clock in the morning. Just one last one. Just one last one.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Those games were addictive. Anyway, no, it's been a great year. Fun year for board games and I think some really stellar games that hit the table and hit the virtual table as well.
Yeah. So anything else outside of board games that have stuck out to you this year? I mean, you and I went to Superman.
Yeah, we did. I really liked it.
I really liked.
Yeah,
Superman
that was a good experience. I don't know that it's been a great year for movies. We did recently rewatch Wicked. The first half, because we're going to go see that in theaters, hopefully this week, actually. I've heard that Zootopia 2 is pretty good, so we might go see that. But other than that, I think it's been kind of a slow year for movies as far as going to see anything in theaters.
It kind of seems like movies have been that way. I mean, ever since COVID kind of took a...
Yeah, I understand that movies are still being made and theaters still have stuff playing, but none of it has been stuff that I want to go see.
Yeah,
at
Tron.
a theater.
I did go see Tron, and I loved Tron.
Did you?
I thought that was
Okay.
that played a lot of homage to the original 1985 or 83, whatever original Tron came out, and I thought that was really good.
I actually think Superman was one of the only movies I went and saw this year.
Oh, really?
In theaters, yeah. Which is why it was kind of a standout thing, right? Because it was good. I enjoyed it very much. I thought it was a really good movie.
Yeah, and I thought the Truth and Treason, the story there was excellent. Yeah, I honestly, I don't think I saw that many movies either.
Yeah.
But-
I didn't get to much TV either.
We went through we finished the Big Bang Theory, went through that again.
Oh, nice. Okay.
And then that was done. I asked my wife if she wanted to watch the Young Sheldon series, which can kind of not continues on, but
That's the prequel kind of story, yeah.
takes on Sheldon's early years. And my wife's like, no, that's going to be dumb. So we're there, and she was sitting on the couch. I was like, well, let's just watch one episode. Yeah, we're into season 4 now. And that's actually been I've found it very humorous. And so, yeah. And I even watched some Bones. Bones is an older series
that's one I could rewatch. That's a great series.
Yeah.
Really like Bones.
I was going really hardcore into Bones until Oblivion.
Oblivion derailed you.
Yep.
Yeah, that'll definitely happen. Now, this year, my wife is getting her master's degree, and
That's been busy for you.
That's been a huge deal. Just a really, really big deal. So, a lot of our time and energy has been focused on that.
Yeah, I get that for sure.
Her on school and me on filling her shoes, or making an attempt to sort of kind of do the bare minimum required to fill her shoes, because there's just no way I could do that otherwise, because she is amazing. I can't keep up with her. But yeah, so it definitely created some extra work for us this year. It's probably why I only have 900 plays.
Yeah.
But
Slacker.
no, all good times. 2025, great year for games. I don't know where it ranks. I've kind of, that used to be a thing that I used to think about, what years are real standout years. I don't know if I care anymore. There's so many games coming out that there's always going to be some winners, and there's always going to be some stinkers. And, I don't think 2025 is any different, but the ones that stood out were fantastic. The great games coming out. And I think, 2026 looking forward, and I will talk about that, in our next episode, but, what we're looking forward to in 2026, but so far, got some great stuff on the horizon.
There's some stuff I'm excited for.
Really good stuff. Yeah. It's going to be awesome.
Right. Well, on that note, let's go ahead and say goodbye to 2025.
Hasta lasagna.
We'll see you next year.
Don't get any on you.
Don't get any on you. Oh, speaking of, that's another podcast, but we made zucchini lasagna because my wife can't eat carbs. And so instead of noodles, we did zucchini.
Okay.
And that whole process was, you have to cut the zucchini, then you have to salt it, let it kind of dehydrate a little bit, and then you bake it for a while.
Okay.
And then, because we follow a keto diet quite a bit. She follows it very strictly. I try to be supportive with meals and stuff, but
right.
I can go on my own and do whatever I want, but
you're a big boy. Don't tell you how to live.
Yeah, I can have a hamburger and a bun. But it actually turned out really good.
Did it? Nice.
Yeah, and so I mean, we supplement a lot of things. I mean, there's a lot of cheese in our diet now, and which is probably going to give me a heart attack in the long run. But it'll, the no carbs is good for her. But this zucchini lasagna actually turned out really good. So why did I even go down? Oh, because you said hasta lasagna.
Yeah, definitely didn't start this episode thinking we were going to be talking about zucchini lasagna recipes.
Yeah, keto
but
recipes. But yeah, here we are.
World's okayest podcast.
Yeah, but keto diet's been kind of an interesting thing. But
interesting.
Yeah, that's neither here nor there. That's not good board game.
That's okay. It's important to you, Nate. So it's important to the world.
That's right.
All right. Well, on that note,
until next time, we will see you. Looking forward to 2026 and a whole new series of game goals. I'm going to actually have to probably take some time to figure out what I'm going to do for goals.
Yeah.
Probably not even next episode. I won't even have it all fleshed out, but I don't know. We'll see.
Okay.
At the game
the
table.
game table?
At
All
the
right.
game table.
Thank you for listening and being a part of Meeple Nation. If you would be so kind as to follow, subscribe, share, and rate or review this podcast, it really helps to spread the fun. You can be more involved in supporting the podcast by joining the nation at patreon.com/Meeple Nation, or you can find a link at the top of our webpage, meeplenation.com. And while you're there, look at all our extra content. There are links to all our past episodes, a wide variety of blogs, pictures from our Instagram feed, and bios for all the hosts and our awesome bloggers. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, all under Meeple Nation. If you would like to chat with the hosts or other members of the nation, you can join our Facebook group, Meeple Nation Off Air. We hope to see you again at a game night, a con, or maybe a suspense-driven evening of Werewolf. Thank you for listening and supporting Meeple Nation, and stay tuned for next week's episode.
Thank you so much for listening. We very much want to thank our patrons who help keep the podcast running. I personally want to thank my co-hosts for all the help they provide with both content here on the podcast, in addition to what we have available on our website. Without them, the podcast would not happen. If you too would like to support the podcast, you can join the nation at patreon.com/Meeple_Nation, or you can find a link to Patreon at the top of our webpage, meeplenation.com. If you have any questions, comments, or games you feel should be on our radar, you can always reach us at meeplenation@gmail.com. We can't wait to hear from you. I am grateful to Doug and Andy who helped me edit episodes, and I want to thank James and Kim Clark who do the editing on our blogs and on our webpage, which can be found at meeplenation.com. We want to thank Brain Detergent for our music. If you want to find more from him, you can follow his links that can be found on our webpage, or simply search for Brain Detergent on YouTube to find more of his tracks. Thank you again for listening and being part of the Meeple Nation community.